The first time Karen complained about my fence, I ignored her. The second time, she called the cops. And the third time, when the HOA got involved, I did something she never expected. I built a fence so tall, it erased her entire yard from the sun. This is how it happened. My name is Evan Carter, and I moved into Pine Ridge Estates for peace. Tall trees, clean streets, quiet neighbors, at least most of them. Directly next door lived Karen Winston, a woman who believed she owned an entire neighborhood. Not legally, but mentally, rules existed only when they benefited her. Noise after 8 p.m.? She could do it. Parking on grass? She could do it. But if anyone else did something she didn't like, punishment came quickly, and I was her new target. The problem began when my dog started running off. Not far, just across yards like dogs do. So I built a small wooden fence along my property line. Legal height, legal distance, paid for, approved, measured. The day it went up, the wind hadn't even settled the sawdust when I heard knocking like war drums. Karen stood there, sunglasses on, attitude loaded like a gun. That fence is an eyesore. It violates neighborhood harmony. You didn't ask him why permission. I smiled politely. Mistake number one. It's on my property, and it's legal. Her face twitched. We'll see about that. And she marched home like a general going to war. 3 days later, 9 p.m., I was washing dishes when bright lights flashed outside. Police. At my house. I opened the door confused, heart racing. Sir, we received a complaint regarding an illegal fence. Of course. Karen. I calmly showed the officers my permits, height measurements, property survey lines. They apologized and left. But Karen watched from her window, arms folded. Victoria's smirk plastered across her face. She didn't want compliance. She wanted control. And control is addictive. Weeks passed. Then letters began arriving like bullets. Notice of violation. Request for removal. Hearing scheduled. Karen had gone to the HOA. Better weapons, bigger army. At the hearing, she spoke like a queen addressing peasants. His fence obstructs natural view. It lowers property value. It is hostile. Hostile? It was 4 feet tall. But the board, old, tired, influenced, sided with her. Mr. Carter, the fence must be removed or reduced in height. My stomach twisted. I had built that fence with my own hands. For safety. For comfort. For home. But then, as Karen smirked across the room, something flipped inside me. Not anger. Not rage. Strategy. I went home, brewed coffee strong enough to wake the dead, and read the HOA bylaws cover to cover. Hours passed. Pages turned. And then there it was, buried like a treasure. If a homeowner's privacy is infringed upon by neighboring surveillance, they may request a privacy structure with no height limit. Karen had 4 security cameras facing my yard, all active, all recording. Suddenly, the rules favored me. I printed photos, gathered proof, filed a privacy violation claim. The HOA had to prove. At sunrise the next week, construction trucks rolled in. Karen stormed outside in pajamas, like a tornado of anger. What are you doing? I smiled. Building a fence. Legally. And with every plank raised, her face melted a little more. 6 feet. 8 feet. 10 feet. 14 feet high. Towering like a wall from a medieval fortress. Legal under privacy exemption. By noon, her backyard was in full shade. Her morning sun gone forever. She screamed at workers, recorded videos, threatened lawsuits. But everything was approved and signed. I had followed every rule. Her own cameras had granted me power. That evening, Karen stood outside, yelling like an alarm that never shuts off. Neighbors gathered. Cameras raised. Phones recording. Karen's tantrum, a masterpiece. She threw HOA rulebooks, stomped her yard, and shrieked accusations. He ruined my property. He destroyed my view. This is harassment. But the world saw the truth. She didn't care about fairness. She only cared about control. And control was gone. Her meltdown went viral within hours. The neighborhood Facebook group exploded. People laughed, shared memes, clipped her screaming. The HOA, drowning in embarrassment, asked me privately, "Can we negotiate the height down?" I said calmly, "Sure, if Karen apologizes publicly and signs a document agreeing to leave me alone permanently." The board whispered. Karen exploded louder. She would rather stand in her own shadow forever than admit defeat. So the fence stayed. Weeks later, her yard wilted under permanent shade. Flowers died. Grass faded. Her patio remained cold all day. She rarely came outside anymore. And me? I sat in my yard, drinking iced tea, peaceful as a breeze that rustled through my towering wooden masterpiece. Revenge doesn't always need shouting. Sometimes it just needs height. I didn't destroy Karen. She destroyed herself trying to control me. All I did was build a fence. Higher. If Karen hadn't called the cops, if she hadn't pushed the HOA, if she had just minded her own business, she'd still have sunshine in her backyard. But some people don't stop until consequences tower over them. And mine was 14 feet tall.